In South Fulton, we're following a shooting investigation that happened at a gas station. It happened in Fairburn sometime before 6 p.m. yesterday evening at the Shell at Old National Highway and Jonesboro Road. You can see in this video police centering their investigation around that dark blue car. As of now, no details have been released about a victim or suspect. We will bring you those updates as soon as we learn more. A family in Cherokee County is searching for a missing father. This person on your screen is 57-year-old Leonard John Biner. His family last heard from him on July 18th. They tell us that he was a Lyft driver and he may have scheduled a ride to Jacksonville, Florida. Now his children, they just want to know he's okay.
I need to find my dad, and he's all I got left from my childhood. Like I said, if he's okay, just give us a sign, at least let us know, hey, I'll be fine.
We do know that Leonard checked himself into Grady on July 22nd and left the following day. Atlanta police, they are taking over this investigation. If you know anything, you're asked to give them a call. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is searching for a missing Clayton County girl. This is 15-year-old Lauren Joseph. Police say that she was last seen July 18th leaving her home in Jonesboro. Lauren's loved ones say they are extremely worried for her well-being. If you know anything, give police a call. Later this afternoon, the family of a man who was stabbed to death in the Fulton County Jail is announcing a new lawsuit. Dino Walker, he died in September of 2022. His family and lawyers allege a detention center officer assigned to his floor left his post for more than an hour. They're now suing the county, the sheriff, and a deputy. A news conference about the lawsuit is scheduled for today at 2 p.m. A new report from the FBI shows the South is seeing the highest number of reported human trafficking cases compared to other parts of the country. Here's a few key takeaways. The FBI says oftentimes suspects will use drugs as bait to recruit victims who may be suffering from substance abuse. The report also says traffickers will force drugs on their victims to stay in control. This report found the most common age range of victims of human trafficking are ages 13 to 19. They want you to closely monitor your child's online activities.
They meet these people online and they are enamored, maybe start a relationship with these people, and they think that they're gonna go have fun.
The FBI says during the last 10 years, more than 10,000 victims of human trafficking were reported to the Bureau. Today, rapper Young Thug and other co-defendants in the YSL RICO trial are still behind bars. Judge Paige Whitaker says the defendant's circumstances haven't changed since their last bond hearing. She ruled on about half a dozen motions during Tuesday's court session. She denied all except for for a mistrial, including one that alleged she couldn't successfully pick up the trial 9 months into testimony.
I absolutely intend to familiarize myself with what has gone on in this trial prior to me getting involved in it. I've already begun to.
Ordered. I mean, we did know.
Judge Whitaker is expected to rule on more motions today. As long as she denies this final mistrial motion, she hopes to resume the jury trial on Monday. Fulton County is just days away from opening a first-of-its-kind behavioral health crisis center on Metropolitan Parkway. The Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities will provide operational funding for the center, which the Grady Health System will operate. Here's why Grady believes this facility will save lives.
If someone's feeling an immediate crisis or an urgent need, I'm just anxious today, I need to talk with someone today, they can come here.
The 2,300 square foot facility will include 24 beds, 18 observation chairs, and will operate 24 days a week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 3 affordable housing projects are coming to the city of Atlanta, but business owners worry one of those projects is just another attempt to revitalize Atlanta's West End that won't come to fruition. 11Alive's Teresa Bowles took their concerns to the nonprofit behind the plans.
Atlanta's West End has been due for a facelift for a long time.
Something might happen. The physical building, being the mall, takes the bad reputation.
Nowadays, longtime resident Kevin says when people talk about the West End area, a historic and black neighborhood, they tend to mention crime and dilapidated buildings. And every few years, some developer tries to change things.
However, longtime business owners tell me they've heard it all before and watched colleagues time and time again have to close because of false promises.
If you look around, most of the stores are gone because we've been being told for years after years that you're not going to have a business to open if you don't relocate.
Atlanta Urban Development CEO John Major says this time will be different.
Timing is always the critical factor in any real estate development. What we have that I don't think any of the other developments have had is leadership at the caliber of Mayor Dickens.
Together this week, the City of Atlanta and Atlanta Urban Development announced 3 new affordable housing projects, one in downtown, one in the English Avenue area, and one at the Mall West End, a place Major says he frequented while at Morehouse. The neighborhood will see a grocery store and restaurants, and when Major says affordable, he means it.
A 1-bedroom will be right around $1,000 a month.
Major says he's also protecting affordability for the mall businesses, like Kevin's Burning Sands. But he says the reshaping will need to be a group project to finally see the West End prosper.
Bring some new life into the neighborhood, some new stores, more opportunity.
The downtown project will start leasing sometime next year. Construction for the Mall West End and English Avenue projects is also set to begin next year. Together, these 3 projects will bring nearly 350 new housing units to the area. Summer tends to put hunger in the spotlight as millions of families make do without free or reduced meals from school. Research shows that active duty military families and military veterans can be at particular risk for food insecurity, and multiple agencies are working to help. Karen Kafa has more.
Prices have eased at the supermarket, but more than 3 years of elevated inflation took a toll.
It's staggering how many veterans who've served our country are struggling with food insecurity. It's also staggering how many people who are still in uniform, who are actually on active duty today, are experiencing food insecurity.
A 2023 report from the RAND Corporation found about a quarter of Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard personnel were food insecure. And the Department of Veterans Affairs cites findings that 1 in 9 working-age veterans lived in food insecure households between 2015 and 2019. The VA was joined by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for a summit last week to highlight resources for veterans.
The younger transitioning veterans, and then right after that are women veterans. Those are the 2 groups that we see have the highest risk of being food insecure.
Feeding America finds veterans and active duty military families can face similar obstacles to putting food on the table, like lower incomes and challenges to finding steady work either for active duty spouses or for veterans entering civilian life. Christine Going of the VA Food Security Office says access can be a hurdle too.
It's very often driven by economics, but it's also driven by things like transportation.
The goal of VA programs and specific military programs by groups like Feeding America is to help remove the stigma of asking for help.
You don't need to view hunger as your personal challenge. There is a network of people in this community that are standing ready to help you.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Amazon is under fire. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says Amazon is responsible for hazardous products sold by third parties on its platform and shipped by the company. That means Amazon is legally on the hook for the recalls of more than 400,000 products, including defective hair dryers and carbon monoxide detectors. The commission is ordering the company to develop a system to notify customers, remove the products, and offer incentives for people to return or destroy those items. Amazon says it plans to appeal this decision in court. Researchers in California are working to figure out how to use artificial intelligence to predict wildfires. This new technology that experts say could save many lives. Dominic Garcia has more.
Year after year, wildfires have ravaged California.
It was hard to sort of not hear about wildfires in California.
And Assad Oberai isn't even a firefighter. He's a professor of aerospace and engineering at USC, but he thought he and his team could help. He says computer models already exist to try and predict fire movement.
The problem is the things that go into these tools, like things like terrain, the fuel map, what kind of fuel exists, what are the wind conditions, right? These things are very uncertain.
So what his team did was gather historical wildfire data from high-resolution satellite images.
We take the predictions of these wildfire models and we take the measurements of the satellite and we put them together.
Add in a little artificial intelligence.
Now we have a better estimate of where the wildfire is at, how much it is burnt, how much the atmosphere has been heated up by this wildfire. And because of that, we can then make an accurate prediction of where the wildfire is going to go.
Assad says this is not currently being used in the field. They still have a ways to go. But the hope is once it's ready, it'll save firefighters precious moments that can save homes and, more importantly, lives.
How pressed for time and how sort of completely swamped the firefighting apparatus is during wildfire season, right? Like to be able to, I did not appreciate that. I frankly, I had no idea.
Several organizations are working to integrate artificial intelligence to help fight fires. It could be ready for public use in the next few years. A live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. It is the hub for Delta Airlines, who is seeking damages from CrowdStrike and Microsoft after a global IT outage. A flawed software update caused a massive breakdown in Delta's crew tracking software. It left Delta to find the pilots and flight attendants it needed to operate. The company's CEO says the airline is facing $500 million in costs related to that global tech outage. Among airlines, Delta was by far the hardest hit by that outage. The U.S. Department of Transportation is now investigating why Delta failed to recover as quickly as the other airlines. All right, it's going to be a hot day and possibly more rain in the forecast. We're going to get our weather impact forecast with our meteorologist, Chesley. Hey, Chesley.
How you doing, Ariana? Yeah, we've turned into Florida. Just about every afternoon we've been seeing those scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up. Today won't be any different, although our threat is a little bit lower for this afternoon. We do have an 11Alive weather impact alert for you for the next 3 days. 93 degrees for a high today, 97 on Thursday, Friday 96. Now we had a little stretch where we've been in the 80s. Now we're back into the 90s. It looks like we're going to stay there even as we head through the upcoming weekend. The problem with these temperatures is that when you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel much hotter out there. It's going to feel like the triple digits, and likely heat advisories will be issued in some spots of our area because of this high heat. Now, you notice the threat for the rain goes down a little bit to 30% chance today, 20% chance tomorrow, 30% chance again on Friday. Then we go up a little bit as we head into the upcoming weekend, up to a 40% chance for the rain. Let's talk about this weather impact alert. Well, it's heat for today. Yesterday, we were talking about the thunderstorms in the area, and boy, did they pack some winds, right? Well, today, it's more of the heat. We'll have temperatures in the 90s. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like the triple digits out there. So here's what you need to know, right? Between 11 o'clock and 8 o'clock is when we'll start to see those heat index numbers rise into the triple digits in a lot of areas. The impact will be heat illness, especially if you overexert yourself with work outside today. And I do know a lot of you have to work outside, but you don't want to overextend yourself. You want to take breaks. That's what you need to do. Protect yourself in weather like this. Go under a tree, get in some shade. Also, go inside and take advantage of the air conditioning. Maybe take a couple water breaks as well. Hydrate yourself if you have to be out there. You go back outside and you take another break or two. Take as many breaks as you can, because in heat like this, it can cause heat illness. Now, temperatures are, well, we started out in the 70s. You got some 70s up here to the far north, 71 degrees right now in Blairsville, because we have some rain moving into that area. 79 degrees right now in Clayton. Temperatures pushing 90 degrees in Duluth. You're right at 89 degrees, 80 in the city of Atlanta, 85 over toward Carrollton, where we have a little bit more sunshine, especially down toward LaGrange and over toward the Athens area. Cloud cover helping to keep us on the lower side there in places like Georges, Rome, Marietta, and up toward Canton. We're going to look at temperatures getting into the low 90s in the metro area, right around 93 degrees, but you see 95 over toward Athens, 96 down toward Peachtree City, 95 also into LaGrange. You factor in the humidity with that. Look at this. Temperatures, this is the way it will feel on the outside. Above 105 over toward Athens, down toward Edenton, and down in our south. That's where we have our heat advisories for today. You can see in Banks County, the Athens area and Clark County, all the way down toward Macon, also over toward Meriwether and Troup counties, into Upson County and Lamar County, we do have this heat advisory. It's here where we have the highlighted counties that you can see a heat index above maybe 105, maybe 107 for this afternoon. And so that could cause those heat illnesses that I was telling you about. So definitely take the necessary precautions. Now, as far as the rainfall goes, in some areas, it will provide a little relief. We had some showers through the overnight. Those have dissipated. Clouds starting to break down a little bit. You can see where we got the sunshine over here toward the Athens area, but now starting to see some showers pull in up here to the far north. They are starting to dissipate just a little bit, but you can see over toward Sussex, this one heading toward the Helen area. You have clouds right now, but you'll probably get a sprinkle or two heading your way, probably within the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. And more of that is possible as well as we take a look further off to the north. We're watching this cluster of thunderstorms as it begins to move further down to the south. And even back behind that, you see the severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this. We have more. So all this is kind of rotating in our direction. A lot of this will fall apart before it makes it into the area, but I do think there could be a couple that will hold on make it in. Because of that, the Storm Prediction Center has now placed a marginal risk for the entire state. Earlier it was covering much of North Georgia, just pushing into central Georgia. Now you can see covering a lot of the state now with this level 1 threat. What does that mean for us? Well, 1 or 2 of those thunderstorms could produce some gusty winds. Notice the flood threat is lower because our rain chance is lower. Again, we're only looking at a 30% chance for showers today, so that flood threat goes down a little bit. Looking at a 20% chance tomorrow, Friday up to a 30% chance, and then it starts to go up again as we head into Saturday and Sunday, and those temperatures will start to go down by then. But until then, the next couple of days, hot and humid. Ariana?
All right, thank you, Chesley. A new elementary school in Henry County just opened its doors. Local leaders, parents, teachers, and students were all in attendance for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Tomorrow, Birch Creek Elementary School will welcome nearly 600 students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Here's what the school's principal says he's most excited for.
I'm looking forward to just seeing those faces. You know, any building, whether it's new or old, you're excited when kids come back from the summer because they have an opportunity to grow and learn. That's why I'm in this profession. And so I'm just extremely excited to see all those boys and girls come into this building and have their eyes grow big as I have in this brand new building.
How cool is this? Comedian and Atlanta native Chris Tucker also attended the ceremony. Again, school will start this Thursday for Henry County students. Some of the other school districts also starting tomorrow. Some bad news for some students, happy news for parents. Atlanta Public Schools, Cobb County Schools, Marietta City Schools, Cherokee, Clayton, and Douglas County Schools. For a full list of the first day of school for your child's school district, just text the word school to the number on your screen. That's 44885-7600. Now, the start of a new school year can be challenging for some students. Experts say preparing for it can really help. Mandy Gaither took a look at how you can help students transition back into the classroom.
Putting away the bathing suits and packing the book bags may feel different for each student.
It's normal for them to have all kinds of emotions.
Strong for Life licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says as students head back to the classroom, gauge how they're feeling by asking open-ended questions and then simply listen.
We think we need to swoop in and save them from the feeling. But when we say things like, don't worry, it's going to be fine, it doesn't make anybody feel better. It actually makes them feel worse because now they feel like there's something wrong with them. They shouldn't feel that way, and you don't get it.
Baumstein says returning to school can be nerve-wracking for some because of the unknown, so help by filling in the blanks.
So thinking about things like going to meet the teacher night or going and taking a tour of the school if it's a new space, this is really important because a lot of kids have anxiety about the physical space.
Routines are important for children, so Baumstein says to start getting back into one. If summer bedtimes are different, inch back to where they should be before the first day of school. If there are new school supplies, practice using them so students are comfortable. And she says to keep the conversation going throughout the school year. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
7 million more pounds of boar's head meat have been recalled amid a listeria outbreak. The listeria outbreak was linked with sliced meat from grocery store deli counters. The recall includes ham, bologna, bacon, liverwurst, and sausage products. The meats were packaged with sell-by dates from July 29th through October 17th. So far, 34 people have gotten sick in 13 states, including right here in Georgia. Chocolate lovers, this might help you rein in your sweet tooth. A new study shows dark chocolate and similar cocoa products contain lead and other heavy metals linked to cancer and chronic disease, as well as reproductive and developmental issues. The metals are naturally found in soil, but fertilizers and pollution can really increase the amount that ends up in our food. The study looks at pure dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, and other related candies. Right now, training camp is ramping up for the Falcons. They spent some time on Tuesday in pads practicing plays and making throws. We talked to owner Arthur Blank. He says part of the reason the team drafted the newest rookie, Michael Pinks Jr., was to focus on a succession plan.
Listening to our coaching staff and our personnel department, they really made a decision. Michael was going to be available at number 8. They saw an extraordinary talent. Our Kirk Cousins is our franchise quarterback, is our starting quarterback, and he seems to be doing great from a medical standpoint. His attitude, his leadership, culturally, personally, with our players, the coaching staff has been nothing short of outstanding.
Meanwhile, the Falcons say all season tickets for the upcoming season are sold out. That's because 95% of fans renewed their tickets. It's the highest renewal rate in almost 2 decades. 11Alive's Molly Oak spoke with the Falcons fans to get their reaction. To some, it came as a surprise.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, not really. But I mean, I am at the same time. I mean, I'm just shocked who's going to the games when we're losing. Like, we're not, I don't know, I'm tired of getting to the second half of the game and then we always lose, you know.
I mean, they have had some okay seasons, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be, since they sold out of season passes, then I think this is going to actually be a pretty good season for them.
Good enough to go to a game?
Probably not.
I'm not sure.
Whose decision is that?
My parents' decision.
The first of 9 home games kicks off September 8th. In Atlanta, Molly Oak, 11Alive News.
All right, we want to point out some programming changes. The Olympics are preempting 11Alive News weekdays and weekends. And while the games are on TV, you can get the latest on big local stories and weather 24/7 through our streaming app, 11Alive Plus. During the week, we'll be on each morning from 4:30 to 7 and streaming at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Then we're right back on air at 6 p.m. and again for 11Alive News at 11 following Olympics prime time. 11Alive News is also watching dozens of athletes from Georgia competing. Our Cheryl Preheim and Faith Jesse, they are in Paris to tell their stories. Their reports will be featured during our 2 Olympic specials airing Monday through Saturday. The All Access Pass at 7 p.m. followed by Olympic Zone at 7:30. Aren't you excited about the Olympics, Chesley?
Very excited about the Olympics. Yeah, USA doing their thing. All right, 11Alive weather impact alert for the next 3 days. That's what we're looking at, folks. We're looking at 93 degrees for the high temperature on today. You factor in humidity, it's going to feel like 103 out there. 97 for your high temperature on Thursday. Notice the lower threat for rain, only a 20% chance. 30% chance on Friday, then it goes up as we head into the weekend. We're looking at a 40% chance for the rain both Saturday and Sunday. Going to stay in those low 90s. In fact, we'll stay right there as a lot of the kids are going back to school next week. 93 on Monday, 94 on Tuesday, again with low threats for rain to be around. Again, remember our 11Alive weather impact alert day, mainly due to the heat. So take the necessary precautions and keep yourself and your family safe. Ariana?
All right, thank you, Chesley. Be prepared for any storms in your area by downloading the 11Alive app. Just scan the QR code you see right now on your screen to get it for free and get the 11Alive weather impact forecast right at your fingertips. All right, and thank you for watching with us. Be sure to tune in again for the news at 6 p.m. You can also join us on the 11Alive Streaming Plus app. Go out and have a great day.